Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine a city, right? One that just effortlessly blends historic charm with a really futuristic edge. A place packed with iconic landmarks, but also, hidden gems. We're diving into San Francisco today. It's a city that genuinely has something for everyone, I think. Whether you're into history or nature or maybe tech. It's this wonderful city that, well, it relaxes by the water of the bay, sits kind of quietly on those hills it was built on, and just merges beautifully with the view. And it celebrates its past, too. It was still working 19th century cable cars, which is amazing. But at the same time, the city and, well, its surroundings like Palo Alto, they're the world's largest technology hub, really shaping the future of the world. It's also the second most densely populated major city in the U.S., right after New York. And it's known, of course, as the cultural, financial, commercial center of Northern California. Plus, interestingly, it's got this reputation as one of the world's most gay-friendly and eco-friendly cities.
Yeah, and what's truly insightful about San Francisco, is how its identity isn't just about single landmarks. It's how each attraction really tells a piece of its unique story, sometimes a contradictory story, even. So, our mission today is to distill the most important nuggets from the sources we have on these top attractions. Basically, give you a shortcut to being genuinely well informed about this, well, incredible multi layered place.
Right, so kicking off our deep dive, we have to start with the undisputed icon, the one image that just immediately springs to mind, the Golden Gate Bridge. This is without a doubt the most recognized monument in San Francisco and really among the most famous bridges anywhere in the world. It spans the Golden Gate Strait. It's 1.7 miles or 2.7 kilometers long, and it opened way back in 1937, which, think about that, 1937. And what's truly remarkable, especially for its time, is the anti-seismic design they incorporated. That was radical back then. It really set a global precedent for how huge structures could, withstand earthquakes. There are countless places to get a perfect view, obviously. And for the adventurous, you can cross it by foot or bike. Or, for a really unique perspective, take a tour boat underneath it. You get this incredible panoramic view of the city.
Absolutely. And the Golden Gate Bridge, when you really dig into it, it isn't just an engineering marvel, though it is that. It's such a powerful symbol of San Francisco's, well, its audacious ambition and also its breathtaking natural setting. It really sets the stage, I think, for the kind of innovative yet nature-connected experience you can expect in the city.
Okay, so from that iconic, really awe-inspiring bridge, let's kind of descend to the bustling waterfront. This is where one of the city's most vibrant spots, Fisherman's Wharf, shows you a completely different side of San Francisco. Within Fisherman's Wharf itself, you'll find loads of attractions, like Exploratorium, we'll talk more about that later, but also the Wax Museum, Ripley's, believe it or not, the San Francisco Maritime National Historical Park, the Cannery Shopping Center, and the really quirky Musée Mécanique. And right at the heart of it all is Pier 39. It's home to, I think, over 130 stores and restaurants serving fresh seafood, naturally, including San Francisco's.
Oh, the famous clam chowder. You have to mention that.
Exactly. The clam chowder in a bread bowl, right?
Yeah. But actually, beyond the chowder, what's truly fascinating about Pier 39 is that unexpected colony of sea lions. They've basically made the docks their home since, September 1989. And what the sources reveal, which is interesting, is that their sudden arrival in such large numbers actually coincided with the Loma Prieta earthquake. It suggests maybe a big shift in their habitat or maybe food sources out in the bay. It's just this amazing living example of urban adaptation. Wildlife finding a new spot because of environmental changes creates this incredible dynamic natural show right in the middle of the city's tourist hub. It's quite something.
It really is. And just a short hop from all that lively bustle of the wharf, you find something much more somber, but, well, just as compelling. Alcatraz Island. This small island, right there in front of Fisherman's Wharf, it has such a layered history. It was the site of the very first lighthouse in the western U.S. before, famously, becoming a federal prison from 1934 to 63.
Right. And today you can take a boat tour directly out to the island. You can actually step inside the prison itself. These tours, they typically start from Fisherman's Wharf, and often they include a longer route that goes underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, too. So from the boat, you don't just get a glimpse of the infamous prison, you also get these truly breathtaking, completely unobstructed views of the San Francisco skyline. Which, honestly, that view alone can make the whole tour feel worthwhile. It kind of makes you wonder, how many landmarks can offer such a complete, multi-layered experience all from one trip?
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, so from the dramatic stories of Alcatraz, let's shift gears completely. Let's talk about the city's sprawling green heart, Golden Gate Park. This was formed way back in the 1870s. It's this massive urban park right inside the city limits. And it attracts something like 13 million visitors every single year. It's got this perfect rectangular shape. And fun fact, it's actually 20% larger than New York Central Park. Yeah, it's this beautiful green counterpoint to the city's, concrete pulse. It includes these really serene attractions like the Japanese tea garden, the super vibrant conservatory of flowers, and the peaceful botanical gardens. It's just a wonderful haven from the noise and the crowds of the city.
It really speaks volumes about the forward-thinking vision of San Francisco's founders, doesn't it? That commitment to carving out such a huge, accessible green space wasn't just about making things look nice. It was clearly about ensuring a vital escape for residents and visitors. A conscious effort, it seems, to balance that intense urban development with natural space. It's kind of a testament to the idea that a bustling city can still prioritize, breathing room for its people.
Definitely. Now, for something completely different again, a street that almost defies logic, Lombard Street. It's famous, of course, for that steep section with 8 incredibly tight hairpin turns. It's earned this reputation, maybe deservedly, as the most crooked street in the world, certainly one of the most unique roads anywhere. And walking it, or if you're brave enough, driving down this one-block section, well, that's an attraction in itself. It attracts just countless visitors, all eager to experience those twists and turns firsthand.
It really challenges us to think about how urban planning can sometimes embrace rather than just flatten unique geographical challenges, right? Because that extreme crookedness, it wasn't just some quirky design choice. It was actually a practical necessity. It was this radical solution to make an incredibly steep hill, like impossibly steep, traversable by horse-drawn carriages originally and then later by cars. So they effectively turned what could have been a barrier into a global landmark through sheer ingenuity. Pretty clever.
Very clever. Okay, from the ground level twists of Lombard, let's get some perspective from up high. Let's talk about Coit Tower. This is a 210-foot, that's 64-meter tower. It was built in 1933, and it's perched right on the very top of Telegraph Hill. Now, fair warning, getting there involves climbing a lot of stairs and walking up some seriously steep streets. But the reward, oh, it's worth it. Once you're inside the tower, visitors can take an elevator right to the top of the narrow circular structure and the panoramic view of the city, the Bay Area. It's absolutely phenomenal. You can trace the Golden Gate Bridge, see Alcatraz Island, Pier 39, even spot Lombard Street, and so much more. All from that one spot.
Yeah, and looking at the bigger picture here, Coit Tower offers this fantastic opportunity, doesn't it, to see how all these seemingly separate attractions we've been discussing, the bridges, the islands, the crooked streets, how they all actually fit together geographically. It really helps you grasp the city's layout and its scale in a way that just touring them one by one can't quite give you. It's like seeing the entire tapestry all woven together from above.
Great way to put it. Okay, shifting from those panoramic views now to some hands-on discovery, let's explore what I kind of like to call a scientific funhouse, the Exploratorium. And it's conveniently located right there at Piers 15 and 17 in the port of San Francisco. This place, it's a fascinating science museum. It truly excels in engaging and educating its visitors. The sources really highlight the team behind it. They made it their mission to display the weirdest, the most wonderful, the most exciting parts of science, really aiming to captivate young minds. The main idea seems to be that it's possible to create young scientists just by letting them experience how exciting science can be, not just, reading about it in a book.
Exactly. A key takeaway here is definitely that active, hands-on, inquiry-based approach to science education. It's not just about learning facts, right? It's about fostering this deep sense of curiosity and the pure joy of discovery, which aligns perfectly with those aha moments, I think, that our listener is always looking for. It really sort of democratizes scientific exploration, makes it accessible and exciting for literally everyone, no matter their background.
Absolutely. Okay, transitioning now to a truly, quintessential San Francisco experience, riding the cable cars. These are another one of those famous symbols of the city. They were originally introduced way back in 1873, primarily to help residents get around between the city's many, many hills, the few that are remaining now. They're formerly historic monuments, sure, but at the same time, they're still a legitimate means of public transportation. Even if, admittedly, they're not the fastest or maybe the most efficient one, you can ride these slow-moving vehicles up or down those incredibly steep San Francisco streets to get where you're going. They'll easily take you to places like Lombard Street or Fisherman's Wharf. Or you can just ride them to enjoy the famous scenic routes like Powell Mason or Powell Hyde.
This really makes you think, doesn't it? About how cities manage to preserve their historical infrastructure. Not just as, relics locked away in a museum, but as active, functional parts of daily life. It highlights an interesting kind of tension. How do you balance the charm and authenticity of something historic with the modern demands for efficiency? San Francisco's cable cars seem to prove it's possible to do both. They provide this truly authentic, moving historical experience.
It's quite unique. Okay, let's delve into a really vibrant cultural enclave now, one that often surprises visitors with just how deep its history runs. Chinatown. Established way back in 1848, that makes it not only the oldest Chinatown in North America, but also the largest Chinatown outside of Asia. And here's a truly surprising fact, according to the sources. More tourists actually visit San Francisco's Chinatown than visit the Golden Gate Bridge, which is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. You'll find this incredibly authentic atmosphere there, complete with temples, theaters, bustling restaurants, really unique antique shops, and of course, souvenir shops. San Francisco's Chinatown is also famous for its absolutely wonderful Chinese New Year celebrations. They're centered around its main street, which is Grant Avenue.
Yeah, what really stands out there is how this distinct cultural identity hasn't just survived for, over a century and a half,
Yeah.
but it's actually become a cornerstone of the city's tourism. It offers this genuinely immersive experience that goes so far beyond just typical sightseeing. It really speaks to the enduring power of community and tradition in creating a living, breathing cultural hub that still draws millions.
It's a must-visit.
Huh.
Okay, we'll wrap up our main attractions with the city's central hub, the place that really pulses with the city's commercial and cultural energy, Union Square. This is the main city square, definitely the primary gathering place in downtown San Francisco. Union Square and the whole area around it, it's renowned as one of the world's best shopping destinations, no question. You've got a huge number of brand stores, big department stores, upscale boutiques, plus art galleries and theaters all packed in there. It attracts both tourists and local residents, so it's almost always packed with people. It really feels like a microcosm of the city itself.
Absolutely. It provides this perfect anchor, I think, for understanding San Francisco's commercial and cultural pulse. It demonstrates how a city's central square can serve simultaneously as this global shopping destination, a really dynamic meeting point, and also a stage for public life. It just embodies the city's energy and its ambition all in one bustling space.
And, for those looking to maybe extend their exploration beyond the city limits, San Francisco is a fantastic gateway. Just across the Golden Gate Bridge, you can discover the really charming town of Sausalito. Or for an unforgettable drive, you could consider the beautiful scenic Route 1 and the 17-mile drive down towards Los Angeles. That's often described as one of the most beautiful drives in the entire world. You could also indulge in a wonderful wine tour up in Napa Valley or Sonoma Valley, or even venture a bit further out to Yosemite National Park, which is, one of the most visited national parks in the United States.
Yeah, looking at that broader context, it's clear San Francisco isn't just a captivating destination in itself. It's perfectly positioned, isn't it? As a launch pad to some of California's most stunning natural landscapes and cultural spots, too, it really highlights the sheer diversity of what Northern California has to offer.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener? Well, whether it's the thrill of crossing that iconic earthquake-defying bridge, or the surprising charm of urban sea lions, or maybe the active pursuit of scientific discovery at the Exploratorium, or just soaking in that rich tapestry of cultures living side by side, San Francisco truly offers this incredibly multifaceted experience. It's so easy, I think, to fall in love with the city's unique blend of history, innovation, nature, and culture.
Which, it brings up an interesting final question, doesn't it? In a city that's so defined by its really distinctive neighborhoods, those dramatic hills, even its famous fog, how do all these seemingly disparate attractions we've talked about actually come together? How do they coalesce to form this cohesive identity that draws millions year after year? Perhaps the real magic of San Francisco lies exactly there in its ability to embrace such wonderful contradictions, making every visit feel like a discovery, something new, yet something that feels uniquely San Franciscan.
A great thought to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the iconic gems of San Francisco. We definitely encourage you to explore further.